organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up tonight on Daily Iowan TV.
Fraternities around the nation have been getting some negative light on certain members' behavior. We have local reactions next.
In healthy eating, we have the study about why students are feeling more tired than ever due to their eating habits.
And in sports, one Hawkeye squad relies on global recruiting.
See how the student athletes adjust to sports and life overseas coming up.
We've got all of this and more.
Welcome to Daily Iowan TV.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Abigail Meyer.
And I'm Megan Horhan.
As we told you yesterday, we learned some sad news about the University of Iowa student who died yesterday morning. Andrew Magi, a member of the Sig Nu fraternity, passed away Sunday morning after suffering serious injuries from a fall. Today, Sig Nu announced they will be holding a memorial service for Magi. However, the date has not been confirmed. Magi planned to study abroad in Rome when he suffered a fall that could be linked to him being mugged. He was put into an induced coma for over 2 months. Stay tuned for tomorrow night's newscast, where we'll have a statement from the Sig Nu president, Mark Perazzi.
With all the controversies surrounding fraternities nationwide, Cole Johnson went to see what some fraternity members around campus had to say.
Students at the University of Iowa, as well as around the nation, are discussing the multiple controversies surrounding fraternities. For instance, Rolling Stone published a story in November of one woman accusing a fraternity at the University of Virginia of rape. After receiving backlash, the magazine launched an investigation into the case and discovered the woman was in fact lying. Fraternities were also shown in a poor light when a video of an Oklahoma fraternity chanting racist slurs was released.
There'll never be there'll never be you hang from a tree, but it'll never stop with me. There'll never be.
I had the opportunity to sit down with a few people who are involved in fraternities on campus to see how they feel about the way fraternities as a whole are being viewed by the public.
I just hope that people don't generalize or put everyone in that category. I know that within this community here in my chapter, my respective chapter, I haven't seen anything like this at all. So I know it happens, but we're trying to do everything to be proactive about it.
It shouldn't be a generalization of fraternities as a whole, but of that distinct group of kids. That's not what everyone is like, and that was their mistake, and that doesn't reflect Greek life at all.
I really think the school handled that well, and what I would tell those guys is that there's just no place for that.
Many students from the university are wondering what actions would be taken if events such as this happened here on our campus. Fortunately, all fraternities at Iowa are on the same page.
Zero tolerance, and I had a few conversations with advisors and other high-ranking officials of the university, and they're going to say that they would probably go with the same thing.
Hopefully all other universities follow Iowa's example. Reporting from Iowa City, Cole Johnson, Daily Iowan TV.
Iowa City Police are investigating a bomb threat that thankfully turned out to be a hoax. Officers went to the U.S. Bank branch on East Washington Street in downtown Iowa City early Sunday morning after receiving a call from a man claiming to have hostages at gunpoint and a bomb inside. The officers checked out the building and found that no one was in fact inside. If you have any information about the caller, please contact the Iowa City Police Department.
Bomb threats are no laughing matter, of course, but now we'll take a look at the lighter side of the law. An Iowa City woman was arrested on drug charges in March after she requested police come search her home. After an escapee from a criminal treatment center was at her house, Gina Turner called police and asked them to look through the place. She said the escapee had a history with drugs and weapons, and she didn't want either in her house. After the officers found 85 grams of marijuana, a scale, and drug paraphernalia, Turner admitted they were hers and said she had been selling weed for months. Turner's charges could see her facing up to 5 years in jail. It was quite a gorgeous weekend. It was kind of gloomy today, however.
Yeah, I hope to see that we have some sun this week. Beth, what can we expect this week?
Well, guys, we see some showers in our future forecast. Our wonderful sunny week we saw last week has come and gone, and April showers have made their way here. And while we are getting our fill of rain, many areas of the south are about to experience record high temperatures. A severe weather outbreak is occurring this coming week, and many areas will be experiencing temperatures up to 25 degrees above average. Unlike those areas of the country, we will actually be needing our umbrellas in this coming week. In the morning, temperatures will be in the high 40s with a slight chance of rain. Into the afternoon, that chance of rain continues to increase with temperatures sitting in the 50s. And for the rest of the evening, the chance of rain continues to increase with a 70% chance, and temperatures will gradually drop from the 50s to the 40s. And for the rest of the week, we see even more rain in our forecast. Wednesday and Thursday, temperatures will be in the 60s and 70s with a high chance of precipitation. Friday and Saturday, we finally see the sun start to come out with clear skies and 60s on Friday. Rain returns again for the next few days. And that's all I have for you guys in the weather studio. Back to you at the desk.
And for a look at some political news, Hillary Clinton is expected to announce her campaign for the presidency soon. But some close to her are saying this campaign will be a bit more intimate than others. Clinton plans to focus on getting FaceTime with individual voters instead of holding large rallies and speeches. Her campaign team believes she plays better in smaller crowds or one-on-one and wants to make her run for the White House about the voters and not the candidate.
On the other side of the political spectrum, Congressman Rand Paul is ready to enter the race for the presidency as well, although his strategy is to focus on the reality. Paul will declare his candidacy tomorrow, and his run will confront the failings of the government and the country, a stark contrast to the positivity that helped win Barack Obama 2 elections. Paul's campaign will differ from those typical of Republican candidates in an effort to broaden his appeal to those who might not usually vote conservative. Paul will be here on the UI campus at the IMU Friday morning at 10. Tune in on Sunday for Daily Iowan TV's coverage of the event.
As we get closer to swimsuit season, students might want to start paying attention to not only their diet, but what time of day they eat. Sue-Wen Wang has more on the story.
Just as mothers have been telling kids for generations, new research from the University of Iowa finds a connection between good nutrition and good grades.
The importance of eating breakfast is really to get your body fueled in the morning, and particularly your brain when we talk about academic performance. But some of the other benefits of breakfast are it helps to get your metabolism going. You burn food better throughout the day, but also that then helps in weight management.
When talking about the easy ways to get breakfast,
Just maybe having yogurt that you can grab and take with you or eat real quick before you go to class. Or string cheese is quick and easy. Crackers, and it's okay to eat non-traditional things.
And sometimes many students feel less concentrated and loss of energy when they go to class or work during the day.
It is because they need to eat, they need that fuel in their body. It's kind of like a car that doesn't have gas, and we need to get up, give ourselves breakfast so we have energy or gas to go for the day.
A piece of toast with peanut butter or frozen yogurt covered bananas. Take a few minutes to make your own breakfast and energize your morning. Sue-Wen Wang, Daily Iowan TV.
And let's toss it over to Zach Mackey and Taylor Mathis, who are standing by in the sports studio to find out what teams are climbing their way up the national rankings. Guys?
Thanks, ladies, and happy National Student Athlete Day to you both.
We'll get to those national rankings in just a bit, but first, one woman basketball player received honors over the weekend.
Senior point guard Samantha Logic has been named to the 10-member Women's Basketball Coaches Association Division I All-American team.
Logic is the 4th All-American in program history and is the first Hawkeye to receive this honor since Tony Foster in 1993.
The Racine, Wisconsin native is the only player in NCAA history to accumulate at least 1,500 career points, 900 rebounds, 800 assists, and 200 steals.
Congrats, Sam.
The transition from high school to college isn't an easy one, but one transitioning from a foreign country to the United States is even more difficult.
Daily Iowan TV sports reporter Taylor Brooks went one-on-one with 2 Iowa track and field athletes to find out their story about coming to America.
When it comes to recruiting for track and field, the process is known to be a global enterprise. So when going overseas to attract athletes to the Iowa track and field program, it isn't that difficult.
It's not uncommon and something that I've done in 18 years of coaching, to go outside the United States and overseas and Australia, Africa, Europe, and we've had a good record here.
The team's record continues for 2 Iowa distant runners. They made America their home to continue their dream of running.
I just fell in love with Iowa. I didn't come for a visit, but I don't know. I just had a feeling that I could have like a spot here for me.
This whole team spirit is really unusual for me. We don't have that in Europe at all, and I was just flashed when I came back, and so I talked to my families and to my friends from home, and then I decided, okay, I want to go there.
Freshman Marta Gonzalez moved from Mérida, Spain, where running has always been a part of her life, but the change to the States had its difficulties.
It was hard at the beginning for me because my English wasn't really good when I came here, so the first month was really hard. But now I'm like, this is my routine.
For junior Anne Reichman, she grew up in Ravensburg, Germany, where her mother had a big influence on her running career.
I did the first run when I was 3, I think, with my mom. She was a runner, and I did at first like everything on the track, sprinting and long jump and even throwing. But running was always my skill.
The 2 athletes have made the adjustment together, creating a bond that will continue through their careers here at Iowa.
Now she's is my best friend here, and she's like, I don't know, she's helping me all the time, everything I need, and she's older, so I think she's like now my older sister here.
This has been Taylor Brooks for Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The spring season for the 2 Hawkeyes is in full swing as they head to the Mount Sac Relays in Walnut, California, April 17th and the 18th.
And traveling with them is their male counterparts, who were just ranked 25th today for the first time this season in the U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association Top 25 Division I National Team Computer Rankings.
Iowa was unranked during the preseason, but have since climbed up 8 spots following nationally ranked individual performances in the past 3 invitationals.
And now, to catch up on how some other Hawkeye athletics performed over the weekend, let's toss it over to our Whip Around crew. Take it away, Aaron.
Thanks, guys. This weekend, the Iowa men's tennis team faced off against Big Ten rivals Purdue and Indiana. On Friday, the team traveled to West Lafayette, where they came away with a 4-1 win over the Boilermakers. They traveled south on Sunday to Bloomington to take on the 44-ranked Hoosiers. This time, it was Indiana who came away with the 4-1 win. Iowa, now ranked 68, looks to bounce back on Wednesday as they traveled to Lincoln, Nebraska to take on the Cornhuskers. For Hawkeye Tennis, I'm Erin Gallagher. Now I'll hand it off to Alyssa Klosterman with baseball.
The Iowa baseball team improved their Big Ten record after a pair of consecutive conference sweeps against 17th-ranked Indiana and the University of Purdue this past weekend. The Hawkeyes improved to 6-0 in the Big Ten standings for the first time in program history and recorded its first national rankings for the first time since 1990. Up next, the Hawkeyes will host Milwaukee Wednesday at 6 p.m. here in Iowa City. Now I'll toss it over to Jordan with coverage on women's tennis.
Thanks, Alyssa. The Iowa women's tennis team fell to 2-5 in Big Ten matches this past weekend after taking on Wisconsin and Minnesota on the road. After Saturday's 4-1 loss to the Gophers, the Hawkeyes couldn't seem to clinch their match against the Badgers on Sunday, losing 4-3. Come support the ladies as they take on Ohio State and Penn State this coming weekend here at the Hawkeye Tennis and Recreation Complex. I'm Jordan Maloney with DITV Sports. And that's all for today's Monday Whip. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks for that, ladies. And after that impressive sweep over the weekend that Alyssa just mentioned, the Iowa baseball team has climbed to number 15 in the latest collegiate baseball NCAA Division I poll presented by Big League Chew.
Just a week ago, the Hawks made their debut in the rankings at 24th and jumped up 9 spots this week.
That will do it for us here in the sports studio. Megan and Abby, back to you at the desk.
That's all we have for you tonight, but you can tune in tomorrow for more of the latest news with Daily Iowan TV.
You can also check out all of the breaking news at dailyiowan.com. I'm Megan Horhan.
And I'm Abigail Meyer. Thanks for joining us.
Have a good night.